Hey, True Believers England team here, and we all know that Marvel and DC have been crapping the bed when it comes to new books, which has sent a lot of people over to independent comics. No matter the company, somebody's finding something that agrees with them. So, just out of the spirit of the newfound love for independent comic books, I decided to have a poll over at England Teen Loves Comics to see what the viewers believe to be the best independent comic book characters of all time. This is that list. Now, every Tuesday we do a topic, so if you want to join us, go on over at England Teen Loves Comics, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Tuesdays, and let your voice be heard. And then I will make a list the following week or in a couple of weeks on it, as this one is, and you'll see how it falls into place. But with that being said, just kick back, relax, and let's get this party started. Number 10. A lot of people forget that DC Comics has a lot of characters they bought from other companies. Shazam was not created by Marvel and DC, and therefore, according to the rules, fits this list. Frankly, I would put him a little bit higher. I think that his earlier comics, his Golden Age adventures, are deceptive. They look like they would be very simple stories, but there's layers into this stuff. I mean, he is a really good character. Of course, young Billy Batson says his magic word, becomes Captain Marvel, fights Nazis, fights bad guys, fights worms. It's an incredible book. It's an incredible series. I highly recommend you get a chance, if you get a chance, to read Wiz Comics or any of the Marvel Family comics. They are absolutely wonderful books to check out. Not just him, but along with it, I would go along with any of the Marvel Family, Captain Marvel, Mary Marvel, and so forth and so on. Number 9. Okay, so we know Scrooge McDuck was created by Carl Barks in 1947, but shouldn't we also just a little bit credit Charles Dickens? Because basically this is Carl Barks' take on Ebenezer Scrooge from A Christmas Carol. I'm just saying, just putting that out there. Let me know in the comments what you think about that idea. That being said, yes, he was originally created for the comic books. And I think most people, however, especially 90s kids, know him from DuckTales, the excellent cartoon with the earworm of a theme song that comes out. I love the character. But then again, I'm a DuckTales fan. I'm not a big cartoon fan from the early 90s, late 80s, but this is just one that stuck. I love the character. I actually agree with him. Let's get all the money we could get, make life a lot easier, and then go on all the crazy adventures we can find. Either way, I think my love of things like DuckTales is what keeps me eternally young. Number 8. Speaking of staying eternally young, we got to go to America's number 1 comic book teenager, and that's Archie. And I've got to say, I love Archie. I don't read Archie anymore except for the modern stuff. I don't read the cartoon stuff. I wonder if this is a thing. I wonder if Archie is a character a lot of people talk about, but they just don't read. I love the modern stuff. I think 1941 was one of the greatest series that was produced that year, or of the decade. And I still think they're kicking out some great stories. I do believe that there might be 2 audiences for Archie. But hey, people voted. He got the number 8 spot, and I think he might actually deserve to be higher on this list. But it wasn't my list to make, guys, so don't at me, but you could comment all you want on how Archie should have been higher on this list if you want. Because let's face it, the stories are fun, and I don't think there's a comic book reader out there who hasn't touched an Archie comic at least once or twice in their lives. Number 7. So the viewers picked Hellboy as number 7. I gotta tell you something. To me, Hellboy is the greatest character I'm not subscribed to. I don't read Hellboy comics on a regular basis, but every dang time I do pick one up, I love it. So I could really see why this complex character, and I do have to say that, has made the list. He's been entertaining now for damn near 30 years. I can't believe it's been that long that he's been around. And it's just amazing. I love his stories. I actually like the movies as well. Not all of them. Not that one. But still, I had to put that in there just to put a little jazz on the fans. I don't know. Like Mignola's art or hate Mignola's art, that's up to you. But you can't deny that Hellboy does deserve a spot on a list. I don't know if it's the top 10. You guys, I'm waiting to see what you guys think of this top 10, but would you put Hellboy on your top 10 list? Let me know in the comments. Another character that I was kind of surprised ended up making the list at number 6 is Usagi Yoshimbo. Now, this is a character, I swear, I know who he is, I know about him, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about Usagi Yoshimbo. And if they do, it's like, oh my gosh, I think they're going to make a cartoon out of him or something like that, like they've been threatening to do now since the 80s, I kid you not. But I think he's an interesting character, and I love the books. I love the fact that in almost every comic, they talk about something of Japanese culture. Like, they'll take a little something, they'll go to a noodle shop, and they'll get a certain kind of food, and then there'll be an explanation at the back of the book about that food. So there's so much more than just the character to the books, but the book itself, you do have an honorable anti-hero hero here. I mean, he's willing to kill, and sometimes he gets mad at the citizenry, but he always seems to stand up for the little guy, and I think that's just one of the reasons why he's a great character. At number 5, we have a character in a comic book that Jack Kirby said he was jealous of, and that is Will Eisner's The Spirit. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Jack Kirby actually said that he was jealous of what Will Eisner could do with the book and the character and the stories itself. The Spirit, I could see actually influencing Jack Kirby. The way that Will Eisner played with the page, the way he played with the panels and everything, it's brand new. The characters were not your usual two-dimensional sock-powy crime fighters of the day. There were some serious stories going on in The Spirit, and some seriously awesome ones as well. I'm an incredibly huge fan of The Spirit. I've read many, if not all. I don't think I've read all, but holy crap, this is a character I highly recommend to everyone. Just to kind of dip your toe into. If you haven't done it yet, I think you'll find this character interesting, incredible. Even the movie, which was crap, is a hell of a lot of silly fun. Coming in at number 4, very British hero here, or anti-hero, that I think some would probably want to disown these days. It's Judge Dredd. I can understand why some people would really want to put him on a top 10 list. I mean, he's an incredible character. Don't get me wrong. I loved reading what I have of him. I got to admit, I haven't read everything of him. I do have a lot of the books from his early days, though, and I think they're damned entertaining. And yes, I like the Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, but I do love the movie Dredd a lot better. My first introduction was the Batman and Judge Dredd crossovers, but holy crap, this is a guy who, he's not an anti-hero, he's flat out hero, I'm sorry, but he is the law, as he says, and he is almost immovable as far as that's concerned. I don't know if you're supposed to be embracing that, but there's something to be admired about somebody who is uncompromisable in the face of the law, in the face of wanting to help the downtrodden. Okay, gang, number 3. Gotta tell you, I don't agree with this. There's so many people who are going to show up in the runner-ups I would prefer better, but it's not my list, so Spawn's your number 3 choice. And I don't know what to say about this character, because I read a little bit, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's fine. Little did I know that this was going to go on to be the longest-running independent comic book, or independently created comic book in America. So God bless you for it. Glad you picked them. I guess for you guys there, but there's so many people are going to be showing up in the runner-ups here that I would put ahead. I have nothing to say about this character because I'm all off the cuff, and I don't know too much about Spawn except for what I read in the beginning, and what I read in the beginning was crap because the writing sucked. So please, in the comments below, tell me why you love the character Spawn so much that right now, as we speak, as I'm doing this video, there is something of a Spawnaissance going on. So by all means, let me know in the comments below. Chew me out if you want for not being a Spawn fan. God bless you for your love of the character, and let's move on to number 2. Okay, so maybe I am a little bit biased towards characters with history that have been around for a while, but number 2 by the viewers was chosen Vampirella. I wonder why. Seriously wondering why, guys. It can't all be the same reason, right? No, actually, I have read some Vampirella magazines. I read the Harris run, the Harris books back in the 90s. Up until Christopher Priest, I thought the modern-day Vampirella was written very well. Can we just have Amy Chu write Red Sonja and Vampirella forever and ever? Amen. I think those are some good runs. A heroic space alien from a vampiric planet that had rivers running with blood, so she has to feed on blood, not an actual vampire. Dressed in red band-aids. What's not to love here by mostly guys in the comic book medium? I don't know. Once again, let me know why you would put Vampirella in your top 10 list if she would make it. In all honesty, I just want to hear what your top 10 list is. Vampirella, I think she deserves a spot here. Okay, gang, before we get to number 1, let me remind you, don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. If you don't mind helping out the channel, there's a Ko-Fi link. And also, we're going to get to the runner-ups. This is numbers 20 through 11. Number 20 was Dave Sims' Cerebus the Aardvark. Coming in at number 19 was She, created by Billy Tucci. Number 18 brings us Harvey Comics' Richie Rich. At number 17, we have the king of pulp heroes, The Shadow. Viewers voted to put Common America by Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini at number 16. Mike Barron's Nexus made it to number 15. Coming in at number 14 was Mike Grell's Sable. At number 13, we have Michael Turner's Witchblade. At number 12, we have Turok, Son of Stone. Spoon! At number 11... is The Tick by Ben Enlund. Honestly, at this point, there can be only one independent comic book character to make number 1. Or at least I should say characters. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, created by Eastman and Laird in 1983. They've been through a couple of iterations, let's say. My favorite is the original. I'm more of a fan of the serious Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than the cartoonish kind that took America by storm in the cartoons in the 1990s. But gosh darn it, you know, this is another character or group of characters that I really should be subscribed to, because every time I pick up a comic, I love it. Right now, The Last Ronin is a story that I would recommend to everybody. Just fun and entertaining, sometimes serious and awesome. Everything you want. These turtles are the Batman of independent comics. Put them in any kind of situation, and it just seems, you know what, that's the right situation for them. So, I gotta say, guys, I think you made a really good choice here. I mean, if you're not going to pick The Shadow as number 1, you might as well pick the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? So there you go, gang. Our top 10 independent comic book characters of all time is chosen by the viewers. And if you like this top 10 list chosen by viewers, check out the list that's popping up right now. I'm pretty sure you'll like that one too. If you want to participate, go on over to England Teen Loves Comics every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And just get your voice heard when we're doing our votes for whatever topic it is. Throw in your top 10 as well, and that way you'll be a part of the list here. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, and if you don't mind helping out the channel, there's a link to Ko-Fi. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.